Damn,
But
those fajitas are coming out sizzling.
what are you even talking about, man?
Speedball Mike Bailey, he was on the show tonight. Even with
This
the
is a
vision,
WrestleMania. This is a WrestleMania
even with the
review.
vision to fight the Usos
We're not doing AW today.
in LA Night.
I have no idea what you were talking about.
Well, Speedball Mike Bailey was on the show.
Show that really showed you how bad the show was. The show is so bad he's imagining Speedball Mike Bailey is hallucinating.
Well, don't you think that would have made the show better?
No, actually, no, I don't.
And why don't you think so?
Because I've said it before. You know what I've said before. I'm not a Speedball Mike Bailey guy. It does nothing for me.
And you don't think he would have been better than any of the people on the show?
No,
We gotta agree to disagree on this one.
maybe like a handful of people, maybe.
Okay, okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
Like, would I have put him, maybe in a tag match, taking out ISO Speed? Sure. Would I have,
Oh, that's what I was thinking. I show speed. Okay.
you know, I could see how you get confused. They look very similar.
I guess those fajitas were not coming out sizzling.
I'm not doing this. Welcome to Wrassle Graps. My name is Chris,
My name is Vincent.
and we're here to talk about night one of WrestleMania. Jesus, we seem a little out of it. We just got through the first night, and decided to do the review right afterwards. Because you know what? Why not just get the thoughts out while they're fresh?
Great choice.
Start the show off. John Cena, the host, he comes out and he says, "Man, the build of this show very polarizing. That's why they had to call me in."
Exactly. That's what he says. The show, or the build of the show, has been chaotic, polarized, pretty bad. Anyway, I'm here to save the day.
In no way did he use the words good, excellent, amazing.
I don't know what the fucking point of this is. Like, always pointing at the show or pointing at the build and how shit it is. Not sure what that does for them.
I don't know if it's their way of saying, we get it, we know. But if it is, that's actually so much worse that you know and you're not doing anything about it.
I've always said, like, being self aware, it's not going to protect you in situations like this. You know?
It's self-aware if you have a plan to fix it, and I know they don't.
They don't care to fix it because all they care about is the money, making money off of you. That's what they care about.
It felt more like, you're already there. These people already paid tens of thousands of dollars to be there. There's people that paid tens of thousands of dollars to be on Cody Rhodes' tour bus. They got the money. So, like, whatever. You want us to say the bill was bad? Sure, it sucked. Whatever.
And like
You're
I
here.
said, people are going to buy WrestleMania because it's WrestleMania. It's the Super Bowl of professional wrestling. They're going to buy it.
But, like, if we're talking about this year, and, like, not a good one, like, one between two teams you don't really care about, but you watch it just because it's the Super Bowl and you're used to watching it.
That's what it is, man. You're just used to watching it. You want to get hyped about it. So you're going to pay for it and you're going to watch it.
Speaking of, let's start with the first match here. The Usos and LA Knight versus
Ooh,
Logan Paul, ISO Speed, and Austin Theory.
ooh.
This match wasn't terrible, wasn't good. It was
For an
just kind of
opener, I
there.
didn't think it was okay. It was okay.
An opener on most nights, it's okay. An opener to get you excited about WrestleMania, piss poor choice.
I actually would have rather seen more from Maestro Speed. I feel like he could have done more. His
I
athletic
don't.
ability that he has, but is what it is.
I think that they've gambled on a celebrity, and they realized it wasn't going to work out this time, and that's why he didn't do anything.
Because he's actually a good athlete. Like, he can actually do some crazy stuff, but it's just like they didn't do too much. Craziest thing he did was after the match, after they lost, of course.
Okay, let's set the record straight because I'm tired of this argument. You can be a good athlete, but be a shitty pro wrestler. It's possible.
But the thing
Not
is, I think he could actually be a good pro wrestler if he puts his mind to it, you know?
okay, but you can be an athlete and be a pro wrestler. Just because you're an athlete doesn't mean you can be a pro wrestler.
Of course, I
They were
know. Specifically for him, I think he could actually be a wrestler.
okay, but there's some people that just can't, and it's fine to admit that. You don't have
Of
to look at
course.
every athletic guy you see and say, "Man, you'd be a hell of a good wrestler."
Yeah, like for instance, let's bring up Tom Brady, right? So Tom Brady, man, he just can't do this shit, man. He just
You don't
can't be a
even have
pro wrestler. You feel me?
you don't even have to look that far. Mojo Rawley was a football player, became a pro wrestler. Not good.
Very good wrestler. I think there's some good Mojo Rawley matches out there.
You're just disagreeing just to do it. I mean, honestly, I
Stay
don't know
high.
why,
Get high. Stay high.
but whatever. Match happens. Nothing too special here. Um, the ending is ISO Speed. He's very reluctant to help out Austin Theory. He doesn't want to have this match, but he's here. But he doesn't want to be involved. But his indecisiveness allows LA Knight to capitalize, and they pick up the win.
We can't forget that he's cursed by Danhausen as well.
Yeah, but like the curse didn't factor into this at all.
Of course it did, man. It puts him down in his brain.
But made him remember they didn't want to be here.
Exactly.
Well, whatever. In any case, Logan Paul very upset about the fact that he lost at WrestleMania. Attacks ISO Speed. Goes to put him through the announce table, but the faces come back. They stop that from happening, and they help ISO Speed to put Logan Paul through the announce table with a decent looking frog splash, I think.
It was pretty good. He survived, and that's all that matters, really.
Should this match have been near? No, but it happened, and it was mostly harmless, so whatever.
I'm not mad at it.
There's far more matches to be more upset about, and we will get to them.
For instance, Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu.
See, this is why, and I know you guys out there, some people, when they hear you say AEW does better, they get upset. But you cannot tell me you watch an unsanctioned WWE match and like this match, and then you watch an AEW match and tell me that WWE does it better. Because this was a hardcore match at best.
This could have just been called no disqualification, and it would have been the same match.
Might as well no holds barred. Anything.
No,
This is
dude,
not
nah, this should have been a Hell in a Cell match. That's what it should have been, but it was.
unsanctioned. Unsanctioned means you're so scared of what these guys are gonna do to each other that you don't want to be held responsible. They did not wrestle like they were going to try and murder each other.
Like the referee had the gloves on, like they're gonna start bleeding buckets everywhere. They didn't do that. There wasn't many hardcore spots. There was like some cool spots, tables, chairs. You know what you expect from a normal WWE disqualification, no disqualification match.
This match, don't get me wrong, it's not bad. It's not a bad match by any means. Both guys did a good job here, but this was not an unsanctioned match.
It was not the same level that you would expect from something called an unsanctioned match, which should be absolutely insane spots. You know,
I just want to throw it out there, literally a month ago, you just had Hangman and MJF do a Texas death match for 40 minutes, doing some of the craziest shit I've seen in my life. Now, I'm not saying you gotta do that because that was a little too far with some of the stuff they did, but you gotta work a little harder than they did to
like
call it
there's
an
certain
unsanctioned
wrestlers
match.
that can pull it off in a WWE setting. You know, because WWE has their limits with weapons and whatnot. Someone like Kevin Owens can always pull that off, or Sami Zayn, for instance. You know,
Well, no, Kevin and Sammy, that's probably one of the best unsanctioned matches in recent memory.
yeah. I mean, put the two though. I mean, even Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, even they could
Oh yeah,
put
definitely.
together a good match in an unsanctioned rule match.
Drew, I would say Drew and Jacob, they're more of like a big guy slapping meat type of deal.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're not
Big
like
men
a hardcore type.
hitting each other hard.
But it was a good match. It just was not the level of violence that was implied.
Exactly. Exactly.
Moving forward to another match that was mostly harmless. It was just kind of there, and it's fine. But there's something newsworthy here, so let's talk about it. Naya and Lash Legends put up their belts against Lyra and Bailey and Flair and Bliss, as well as the Bella Twins, except it's not the Bella Twins because Nikki's injured, but she found a friend in the returning Paige.
Yeah, I was beating myself up here because I was like, man, I should have really predicted Paige to win this match.
We did the predictions 7 days ago. We couldn't have possibly known.
Yeah, yeah, unfortunately. But also, it was very questionable whether or not the Bella Twins were even going to be in the match.
Listen, if WWE wanted to do something cool, I'm not going to say it's going to make up for this night because it won't, but something cool, they could just come out on social media tomorrow
And
morning and say,
give
listen,
Paige a loser gimmick where she calls everyone losers and spray paints the word losers everywhere.
see, I wouldn't do that. That's a horrific idea. It's been tried
Okay.
before, by a wrestler named Saraya. I don't know if you heard of her,
Oh, I've heard of her. Yeah.
but I was going to say they could actually give us that Io Sky Asuka match, throw it on night two.
That's wishful thinking. It's not going to happen.
It's wishful. It won't happen, but be a nice way of at least starting to say sorry.
Sorry to use nuts.
This that is actually probably the response you would get.
Exactly. They
So,
would
and
send WWE an email saying that, and that's what they would send back.
if they don't just flat out ignore you, that's probably the second option.
Probably.
Man, whatever. So Paige and Brie they end up winning the match. More of a just making a moment, I guess. Just saying, hey,
Exactly
Paige is
what that
back.
is, too. She got a title on her return. Wow.
Whatever. Again, it's just women's tag division. No one really cares, unfortunately. So whatever. No harm
No,
done.
not WWE, not the fans, not the wrestler. I mean, maybe the wrestler. Maybe the wrestlers are the only ones that care, I think.
And I feel bad because there's people in the division, they're really working hard to make people care. But it's just,
Alexa, um,
yeah,
the
sure.
with Lash and the Nia Jax. I don't know.
Right. But it's just that division's been dead for a long time now.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of things that, you might have tried hard to make people care, but they just don't. Uh, Becky versus AJ 2. Better than the first one.
It's hard to get people to care when AJ doesn't show up to work.
That, and also just the fact that the first match wasn't too good, but this one, it was better. Wasn't great, but it was better.
Better not still not very good.
It was the only difference between this one and the last one, besides quality, is the fact that Becky ends up winning the match after some underhanded tactics.
The referee
And
getting involved a few times here, actually showing a backbone and standing up for herself.
yeah, showing some
Just like a
uh,
car.
showing some Aubrey Edwards like tendencies.
Yeah, I love to see that from a referee, no matter what's going on.
It's fun to have any sort of personality from a ref.
Yeah,
Helps me learn their names. I appreciate it.
yeah, of course.
But yeah, this match, like I said, nothing too special, but it was better. It was fine.
Yeah, but Becky got the W. Of course, she had to because she's been losing a lot. So to AJ Lee,
But anyway, let's move on to what I would say is the only good thing on this show, the only thing worth watching, Gunther versus Rollins.
Seth. It might have to say Seth versus Gunnar.
Oh, hell yeah. Go into this.
No, don't say that. Not on this. Not on this one. Not on this one.
Honestly, I was against it last week, and I was like, you know what? Do you, man? You want
This
to do
can't
that?
be our slogan. Can't be our slogan.
You try to get worse things over. This is hardly the worst thing.
No, I've always had. I've always tried to get the right things over. This is not one of those things.
You tried to get the slap jacket over.
And the Snapjacket was a thing of art. Okay,
Was not.
it was beautiful. You had to be
It's
there. You
horrific.
had to be there.
But anyway, work of art. This match fits that description, I'd say. Great match between these two. Highlight of the night.
What would you rate it in stars?
Normally, I would just say 4 stars, but because I was so thankful to have this match after how mid everything else was, I'm gonna say 4.5.
Yeah, I think it was a 4-star classic. I think because I'm not generous with my stars like that.
I think, you know, I I am generous with them. That is true, but I I just wanted more story behind a match like this. I know obviously they didn't do that, but for what it was, I really enjoyed it a lot.
I mean, you put two of the best wrestlers together, they're gonna put together a banger.
Then you get the return of Braun Breaker to cost Gunther the match.
There was table spots too. What was that about?
Table spots. You had a lot of, honestly, somehow more intensity than was in Cody
Oh
and Randy.
yeah, somehow even the unsanctioned match.
Yeah. I don't know how this was the most physical match on the show. It just was.
Just was, man.
You got that. You got the return of Braun Breaker. Happy to see him back. Yeah,
Yeah, man, he
very
looks
good.
good. He looks good.
Any more notes on that one?
His little run to the ring was pretty funny when they play the replay.
It is. It looks like they're speeding it up, but they're not. He just runs
It's
that
just how
fast.
fast he's running. Yeah,
It's impressive, really.
I don't know, man. He cleared that ramp really quickly.
This is the closest thing you'll get to the reincarnation of Usain Bolt.
How do you get that much stamina?
I don't know, but he does it.
It's insane.
What a guy.
I want
Can't
to
wait to
see
see him
him
wrestle.
versus ISO speed in like a
No,
fucking
you do
race.
not.
No, in a
No,
race. In a race where they run.
stop scaring me like that, man. God.
No, stop before, but you gotta cut me off like that. Why?
Because as soon as you said, I want to see this person was ISO speed in a wrestling context, I'm like, oh God, here we go.
No, in a race, because ISO speed can run fast, and so can Braun Breaker.
All right. Well, now that we got finished talking about the one thing we didn't like, let's get to the rest of the show. Starting off with something harmless, the Hall of
We
Fame.
said Gunther won the match. I think we did.
I think we did. Do we
Okay,
not?
well, yeah, I just clarified, I guess.
Well, thank you.
No problem.
So Hall of Fame's up next. Do it every year. Congrats to those guys.
Congrats to the whoever it is. Yeah.
Then we get to Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vaquer. First
My
note,
favorite match of the night.
Liv has a new theme song, and it is her theme song that she sang. Trouble.
Yeah, trouble.
It is terrible, and I am sad that I have to listen to this now every time she shows up.
I love the song. I think it's a pretty catchy tune. If you ask me, uh, it's gonna be number one on iTunes probably. I'm not sure if it already is. Um, and I'll be the only one streaming it and getting it to that spot. So that's pretty cool.
You're gonna be listening to it, dude, and then you're gonna get to the end of the year where they usually talk about, oh, you're in the top 1% of listeners. They're gonna say you were the only person that listened to this year.
Honestly, I kind of want that to happen. So yeah, why not?
The match, this match, I wanted to like, but it felt very rushed and it ended very abruptly.
It was pretty quick. I expected it to be a banger on the level of a Shawn Michaels Undertaker, but turns out it was very short, unfortunately.
And I know you watching this and seeing the male dancer in the Liv Morgan
I don't want to
entrance.
talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
And so that was hard for you, and I'm sorry.
It was not hard. I just, I don't feel like it.
I mean, something might have been. Listen, I'm sorry.
No, I just, I'm not feeling it right now. I went through a whole main event debacle. We're all good.
This wasn't main event. This was WrestleMania.
No, you're right. My bad.
Yeah, the match was rushed. For some reason, everything on this show felt kind of rushed. Yet somehow, this was a 4-hour show. I don't know how, but they did it.
I'm not sure how they did it either. I mean, we know how they did it. We know how they did
Well, we know how they did it, but
it.
like, I'm just, you know what? Thank God it started at 6 p.m. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, this match had a lot of interference. The Liv versus Stephanie match.
It did. but that's to be expected.
And that was a bit disappointing as well. So the match itself, not very good. Happy for Lived.
All right, moving on. John Cena's here. He wants to tell you about the attendance record. There's 50,000 people. Didn't say it was sold out. That's important to note, I think.
Over 50,000.
Over 50,000. But then randomly, Bianca Belair comes out,
You're back
and
to Belair's team. You're like, whoa, that's crazy.
we're like, oh, what? Random, but so happy to see her. So glad she's coming back.
She's wearing this big thing. She's wearing a big thing, big outfit.
But then she comes out and she's like, thank you for all the support. I want you to know I'm pregnant.
And yeah, she reveals underneath her big outfit that she's pregnant.
You know, bittersweet moment.
I'm happy for her, but I really was hoping to see her back in the ring.
You know, happy for her, happy for Montez Ford. But
Montez too, yeah.
this is another year, probably longer, that she will not be wrestling. And that's a real tragedy.
That's unfortunate. But you know what? It is what it is.
Congratulations to them, though.
Congratulations, for real. Yeah.
All right. Now let's get to this absolute shit show of a main event. Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes.
Pat McAfee has his own entrance, his own very own entrance.
Because once again, this Randy Orton Cody Rhodes feud is somehow more about Pat McAfee than it should be.
My notes here have Pat versus Cody.
It's pretty much what the feud became.
Yeah.
So he comes out, Randy comes out, Cody comes out. He has his little Hall of Armor. He has his '07 attire, his Undashing attire, his Stardust attire, and his Modern attire, and like little cases on mannequins. It was cool.
I think that's cool, yeah. It's like Avengers, like music in the background.
Yeah, it's like the Iron Man Hall of Armor. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But then we get to the match, and before anything starts, McAfee tries to take out Cody with a microphone, try to jump him, but Cody gets out of it. And then him and Jelly Roll help take out Pat McAfee for 98% of the match.
They put him through a table, announce table.
Yeah, and that was kind of cool because I was like, all right, well, now it's just straight up wrestling match. But then you have the match itself, and it starts
Yeah.
off, and it's heel Randy versus heel Cody. But then Michael Cole on commentary starts talking about how there's speculation about Orton having a back injury.
The
And
whole
you're
locker
sitting,
room's talking about it.
right, and you're sitting there and you're like, this is a really weird choice to do this. Because usually, why would you point out a heel is injured? It's usually the other way around. It's when the face is injured. But then Cody starts working over the back of Randy, so you're like, oh, well, that's weird too. And then Cody starts stealing Randy's moves. He busts Randy open. He's wiping his blood on his chest. It's acting very heelish, and they I really cannot tell if they were attempting a double turn here. I think they might have been.
I don't know, because
If
you really can't do it if you're still aligned with Pat McAfee, but there is something that happened at the end that would confuse you.
right, and you think it's a double turn, but then the way it ends, like the way the show ends, you're like, well,
Yeah.
no. So that's odd, but so you have that happen. Orton's having back issues, but he's working through the match, and he's getting cheered by the crowd. The crowd love him. They hate Cody, and eventually, we get towards the end of the match. There's Cody gets no, sorry, yeah, Cody pokes Randy in the eyes,
Yeah.
and then Randy, for some reason, literally zero point 0.2 seconds later, RKO's the ref, and he's like, "Oh shit, did I
You're
just
wrong.
RKO? Did I
Yeah.
just RKO the ref? What the hell? Oh man!" And then you're like, "What? What are we doing here?"
I don't know if he was just fucking like he was not seeing right, or he was just losing his balance and he was just going nuts. I think I don't know, because he also RKO'd Pat later on, so I don't know.
I don't know what the insinuation was there. I don't know. Did he just get confused? Did he just go sicko mode on the ref or
I'm
something?
assuming he was just confused.
But how confused can you possibly be? You just got poked in the eyes from a guy sitting right in front of you. He didn't just run behind you.
Yeah.
But whatever, I digress. Cody goes for Cody Cutter, gets caught by an RKO. Orton goes for a cover, and then it was kind of funny. Pat McAfee runs out in a referee shirt and
That
neck
was funny.
brace.
Yeah.
As much as I don't like Pat's involvement in this, I really do find him entertaining.
Sunglasses.
He comes out, tries to count the pin, but Cody kicks out. But Pat's like, "Oh no, all right, just go get him." But then Randy, for some reason,
What the fuck?
no reason at all really, RKO's Pat McAfee, and then gets caught by
Oh,
a crossroads immediately after, and he loses the match.
yeah, it was just a flat finish, really. Not exciting at all.
So you get a shitty finish to this match, a very confusing match story-wise. I don't fully understand what I just watched.
What the fuck were they going for? I don't know.
Then not only that, because you were thinking double turn, but then immediately after, Orton hits Cody with the belt and then punts him. So he's not a
Punting him.
face.
Yeah, I mean, like, you should have done this during the build itself. When they were trying to get people hyped up for the match, you should have punted Cody at some point.
I
But
don't know
no,
who
we had to deal with Pat McAfee's bullshit about the IWC and Ram trucks for a few weeks. What are we doing?
I someone has to be fired for what I just watched.
It's like we don't know what we're doing. So we're just doing anything.
I don't know who booked that, but whoever booked that and agented that needs to be fired immediately. Because that was fucking terrible.
Whatever it is, it's some bullshit. Because
Somehow,
obviously the story could have been better than what it was just because of Randy Orton himself. But we instead went some weird route. And now here we are.
God, I don't know how. I just don't know how you write this down. Like you plan this out, this match, and you look at this for the ending of a WrestleMania and say, go ahead.
I have no idea. I have no clue.
This gotta be,
It left me with more questions than I had, like, answers, you know?
man, this gotta be what, the second bad Mania Cody's had?
Uh, yeah, the second one in a row.
I feel terrible because Cody, in like my top 10 of worst WrestleMania main events of all time, Cody's in two of them now. And I just feel bad for him.
Yeah, I do feel bad because I don't even think he's bad, you know?
No,
Necessarily.
he's a good wrestler. Like he can be good. He just always
He's
finds
been
himself in like
dealt
the worst.
he's been dealt the worst hands, you know?
Right.
Which is funny because it's in Las Vegas.
But man, this I hated it. I hated everything about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I just did not like it. Didn't really sit well with me. I don't really know if I want to see what happens in this story moving forward.
I I kind of do. Not in like a I'm interested
I
kind of
would keep
way.
up with it, but it's like, I'm not really looking forward to it.
I'm interested in the way like when you see a car crash happen, like you don't want to see anyone get hurt, but you want to know, you know?
So this leads into backlash somehow, or what's happening?
Well, we're very much not getting Randy Orton and Pat McAfee versus Cody and Jelly Roll, so thank God for that.
Oh yeah, didn't
But
Pat McAfee say if he loses with Randy, then he won't show up anymore?
yes,
I don't think he will do that. Like I feel like he'll still be around, but whatever.
probably definitely.
Yeah,
But yeah, I this was just horrible. I hated this. I don't know if this is more offensive than last year's main event, but
I feel like last year's is more offensive than this. At least this
God,
one was a little bit more. I mean, we didn't really get much Jelly Roll as much as I thought there was going to be.
this is just. I already wasn't excited for this show, but man, my expectations were low. But wow,
My expectations. I thought this was going to be worse than what it was. To be honest with you, it was still bad though.
no, I didn't think it'd be bad. I thought it'd be like a all right
I mean, I thought
match.
it was going to be a really overbooked mess. I mean, it still was, but like I said, it
No,
could have
this
been
is an
way
overbooked
worse.
mess.
Way worse.
I'm mad at this because this reminds me of this is like when you watch a movie and the director of the movie thinks that they're really smart, but it actually just comes off as pretentious and stupid.
Yeah, I don't really know, man. I wonder what's going on in the creative team's minds. You know,
And if I'm in charge right now, I'm finding out who booked that match. They're out,
they're out.
fired. I would never let them touch another match again because that was absolutely terrible.
Sorry, Road Dog, you gotta go.
Fire him a second. Call him up, tell him he's out.
Yeah,
But yeah, I know you might think this is a little bit harsh. I'm going double thumbs down for this whole show
it's crazy, but I might have to agree with you. I will
because
also go double thumbs down.
listen, outside of Gunther and Rollins, everything else was fine to terrible, and that's not what you want in WrestleMania.
It didn't feel like WrestleMania. You know, I mean, it's very easy for that to not to happen with all the other big stadium shows we have, but I feel like especially this show didn't really give WrestleMania.
This felt like a super showdown type of thing. Like
I felt
it
we've had
was,
better shows of like other stadium shows were better than this one. It's supposed to be the best one. You know, it's WrestleMania.
this is like when they go to Saudi and they try to present it as a big deal, but it's actually just like a glorified house show.
Yeah, this felt like a elongated version of Raw
No,
with
this
just
was
matches and not promos and whatnot.
this match was this night was absolutely terrible. And honest to God, I night two, no matter what happens, I don't think it can physically get worse than this.
Bloodline reunion.
I don't think it can get worse. I really don't. You gotta really
One
work
thing's
for it this.
one thing's for certain. Those
Oh, and any,
videos might be coming out sizzling tomorrow. You never know.
we are not. I cannot do.
They might be. You never know.
I do not smell what the ooze is cooking. Please stop.
He's not be on, I mean, maybe he will be on the show because of the Bloodline reunion.
Do not smell what the ooze is cooking. But anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. If you made it this far, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you guys thought of night one. If you thought it was terrible, just like we did, if you for some reason thought it was great, tell us. We'd like to see that reason too. Listening on a podcasting platform, 5-star reviews always appreciated. And make sure to follow us on those social medias. We'll catch you guys for night two tomorrow. Bye.